Hey Stoics, welcome back to Anonymous Achiever. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, do people still notice me? Am I still attractive as I get older? It's one of those quiet questions many men carry deep within, yet rarely speak out loud. As time goes by, it's completely natural to start wondering how others perceive you, especially in a world that constantly celebrates youth while often overlooking the strength that comes with maturity. But here's the honest truth. You might be far more attractive than you even realize. In today's video, we're diving into 8 compelling signs that suggest you're a good-looking older man, even if you haven't seen it in yourself. These signs aren't about surface-level charm. They are rooted in your body language, your confidence, your presence, and the quiet yet undeniable strength of lived experience. And you may be surprised by how many of these signs are already playing out around you. Stick with me until the very end, because recognizing these subtle cues could completely shift the way you see yourself and the way women respond to you. Before we get started, if you find value in these timeless insights, please go ahead and like this video. And if you haven't yet, subscribe and tap the bell icon so you'll never miss a future update. Also, feel free to engage in the comments section while watching. Type 1 if a sign resonates with you, or 0 if it doesn't. Let's begin. Sign number 1. Younger women feel at ease around you. One subtle but unmistakable sign that you're an attractive older man is when younger women naturally feel comfortable in your presence. Perhaps you've noticed it before, those easy, spontaneous conversations that just flow. Maybe it's the barista who lingers a moment longer at your table, a coworker who brightens when you're nearby, or a friend's daughter who listens with focused attention when you speak. These aren't random moments. They're signals of comfort, of admiration, and emotional openness. Younger women are often instinctively drawn to men who project calm energy, emotional intelligence, and a steady presence. Qualities that can be rare among peers their own age. You don't need to tell over-the-top stories, dominate conversations, or show off your achievements. It's your quiet confidence, your way of listening, speaking with intention, and remaining relaxed that makes others feel safe. They laugh at your jokes. They ask for your opinion. They lean in, emotionally as well as physically. And that matters, because when a woman feels comfortable, she becomes open. And in that openness, attraction has room to grow. Sign number 2, you get compliments on your grooming or sense of style. This one might catch you off guard. If people, especially women, regularly comment on your haircut, clothing, beard, or even your choice of cologne, then you're definitely making an impression. As we grow older, our personal style becomes an outward expression of who we are. Maybe you've fine-tuned your wardrobe. Perhaps your beard is carefully trimmed, or your cologne leaves behind a subtle but lasting impression. These are not coincidences. They're signs of a man who values and respects himself. And women notice that. A well-dressed man, whether he's wearing a tailored suit or a smart casual outfit, exudes intentionality. It's not about being flashy. It's about dressing with purpose. Your grooming, everything from the neatness of your haircut to the way you carry your hygiene, tells women one powerful thing. This man pays attention to detail. He cares. And when a man takes the time to care for himself, women instinctively believe he'll take care of them too. Sign number 3. Women give you lingering looks. This sign is subtle but meaningful. When a woman holds your gaze a moment longer than expected, that's not by accident. It's a signal. It's a quiet invitation. It might happen at the gym, in a coffee shop, or during a social gathering. You lock eyes, and she doesn't immediately look away. That pause, that held gaze, says something primal. Curiosity, intrigue, perhaps even attraction. A lingering glance is the female equivalent of a bold move. She might not come over and start a conversation, but with her eyes she's saying, I see you. I feel something. I want to know more. And what draws her in isn't necessarily your physique or what you're wearing. It's your presence. Maybe it's how you sit with ease, how calmly you sip your drink, or the quiet confidence you bring into a space. That blend of composure and understated charisma, that's what gets noticed. And when she holds your gaze, her body is already engaging, long before her words do. Sign number 4. People, especially women, seek your advice or help. As you get older, you might notice that people, particularly women, start turning to you for advice or assistance more often. And it goes far beyond simple favors like holding a door or helping carry something. It's about trust. When someone comes to you for guidance about work, relationships, or life, it means they view you as someone steady, emotionally aware, and wise. That kind of trust is magnetic. Younger men might bring energy or excitement, but you bring experience. You've faced hardship and you've healed. You've built things, careers, relationships, maybe a family. You've faced failure and come through stronger. That history, that resilience is reflected in your words, in your calm responses, and in the way you listen fully before speaking. Women, especially those seeking stability, notice that. You don't give reactive, emotional answers. You offer perspective, and that grounded presence is deeply attractive. They don't just come to you for solutions, they come to feel anchored. Being seen as someone who understands from real life, not from books or online articles, is one of the most alluring traits a man can possess. Respect turns into admiration, and admiration often becomes the foundation for lasting affection. Sign number 5. You exude a calm, confident presence. You don't chase attention. You're not the loudest voice in the room, and yet people can't help but notice you. That's because one of the most irresistible traits in a man, especially to women, is quiet, self-assured confidence. You're not seeking validation because you've already validated yourself. You're not performing, you're simply being. This unshakable calm gives women something they deeply value: safety. You don't crumble under pressure. You don't need approval. You radiate inner strength, a peaceful kind of power that doesn't need to shout. It simply is. When you walk into a room with your head held high, your shoulders relaxed, and your movements unhurried, it speaks volumes. It says, "I know who I am, and I like that man." That kind of presence not only commands respect, it soothes anxiety and fosters connection. And for many women navigating a world of chaos and noise, that energy feels like a breath of fresh air. They don't just notice it, they feel it. Sign number 6. You receive subtle compliments about your physical fitness. Here's something that often gets overlooked by older men. You don't need to have a six-pack or bench press massive weights to be considered attractive and fit. But if people comment that you look strong, are in great shape for your age, or seem very active, they're not just making polite small talk. They're responding to your visible self-discipline and respect for your own body. This effort shows itself in more ways than just appearance. It's in how you move, how you walk with steadiness, how easily you bend or stretch, how comfortably you lift something. That's vitality. That's energy, and energy is profoundly attractive. The truth is, physical fitness isn't just about looking good. It's about showing you care for your health, that you're planning to be present and strong for the long run. Women notice these things. A man who treats his body well is often someone who takes care of his time, his mind, and his relationships too. So when you step into a space with good posture, a calm step, and the vitality of someone who takes care of himself, women pick up on that. Even if they don't say it aloud, they're admiring it deeply. Sign number 7. Women laugh at your jokes, even the corny ones. If you found that women consistently laugh at your jokes, even when they're clearly a little cheesy or dad level, that's more than just politeness. That's attraction. Laughter isn't just about comedy, it's about chemistry, emotional connection, and comfort. Maybe your buddies groan or roll their eyes at a pun, but when she laughs, it's not because of the joke itself, it's because of you. Why? Because playful, relaxed humor is a sign of emotional intelligence. When a man can laugh at himself and bring joy without being arrogant, crude, or needy, it speaks volumes. It says he's confident, he's grounded, he's real. Women are drawn to men who can make them feel good, and laughter is one of the quickest, most genuine ways to do that. Even a goofy one-liner, when delivered by someone who's warm and self-assured, can feel charming and safe. It's not about impressing her, it's about being yourself. And if you've seen her really laugh, eyes squinting, hand to her mouth, leaning toward you, you've struck something far deeper than humor. You've created a real emotional connection. Sign number 8. You pick up on subtle flirting directed at you. This one is the crown jewel, and it requires a tuned-in man to truly notice. As a mature man, the flirting you receive may not resemble what you remember from your 20s. It's not always over or bold. It's often graceful, intuitive, and layered. Maybe she twirls her hair slowly while looking at you. Perhaps she adjusts her clothes or jewelry when you're near, not out of necessity, but to catch your eye. These aren't random gestures. They're primal cues. She might mirror your posture, reflect your smile almost instantly, or lean in closer than required. All of these are subconscious signs of connection. And then there's touch. Not always obvious. Sometimes it's the light brush of an arm, a grazing of hands, or simply sitting just a bit closer than necessary. These subtle movements are deliberate. Women often flirt with body language long before using words. And when a woman is attracted to a mature man, she sends these quiet signals to test whether he's paying attention. A lingering gaze, frequent eye contact, a playful smile after a compliment, these are all signs. When her hand rests near yours on a table, just close enough, that's her presence speaking. If you're attuned to these details, you'll see that attraction is always communicating, whether or not words are ever exchanged. Sign number 9. She remembers the little things you say. Have you ever casually mentioned a favorite book, a childhood memory, or your go-to coffee order, and she brings it up again days or even weeks later? That's no accident. When a woman recalls small details about you, it means she's not only listening, she's invested. She's mentally bookmarking the parts of you that stand out to her. Why? Because she cares. And more importantly, because she feels emotionally connected. This goes beyond surface interest. It's a sign that something about your presence left a lasting impression. It's also a form of respect. And respect in any form of attraction is the foundation of everything real. When she orders your coffee just the way you like it, remembers your dog's name, or brings up a quote you shared, she's not just being sweet, she's building rapport through memory. And that's powerful, because real attraction doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers in ways that are intentional and unforgettable. Sign number 10. She finds reasons to spend time around you. When a woman is drawn to you, she might not always say it outright, but you'll notice she creates opportunities to be around you. Not just stumbles into time, she makes time. Maybe she arrives early at events where she knows you'll be. Maybe she asks for your help with something she could have easily handled herself. Or maybe she takes an interest in your hobbies or starts frequenting places you like. That's not by chance. That's what we call proximity attraction, a natural desire to be near someone who makes you feel something. She might suggest coffee, invite you to tag along on errands, or ask for help with a project, just so she can enjoy your presence. And that's because she values how you make her feel. Seen, respected, safe, maybe even admired. Time is the most valuable currency we have. And when a woman chooses to spend hers around you, that's one of the clearest signs of attraction. She's not just interested in what you do, but who you are when you're with her. That effort, that closeness, that's the start of something much deeper. So let's reflect. You've just explored 10 meaningful signs that you're still very much desirable, even if you hadn't fully realized it. And the key takeaway is this: your value isn't fading, it's maturing. With every year, you've gained depth, wisdom, and a quiet confidence that can't be faked. The world might try to convince men that beauty belongs only to the young, but in truth, real attraction belongs to the self-assured, the wise, the kind, and the grounded. Now pause and consider. Which of these signs have you recognized in your own life? Which one surprised you the most? Leave a comment below, share your thoughts, your experiences, or even just type 1 if something here resonated. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell, because this journey of self-awareness and strength, it doesn't end here. There's so much more to come. Thank you for watching. And remember, a handsome man isn't defined by what the mirror shows. He's defined by the way he moves through the world. And by that standard, you may be far more attractive than you've ever imagined. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.